Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at the Anycubic Kobra S1 Combo. This is Anycubic's first fully enclosed CoreXY FDM 3D printer, as well as a multi-material or multi-color 3D printer. So today we are going to be doing an unboxing and setup of this machine, as well as a breakdown of all of the different features that comes with this printer, and my own personal experience with this machine with testing it and my overall opinion about it. And spoiler alert, I have done a lot of testing, and I mean a lot. So without wasting more time, let's jump into the video. So before we jump into the unboxing of the S1 Combo, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Anycubic for sending me this machine. They reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to test this machine and make some content of it. And I cannot thank you guys enough. This has been an honor and such a great machine to be working with. But with that being said, they also did not give me any sort of sponsorship or contract deal or anything like that that said that I have to say that this machine is good. I have full creative freedom over what I say about this machine and my opinion about it. So everything that I'm going to say in this video is my total honest opinion and genuine thoughts about the S1 Combo. And with all that being said, let's jump into the unboxing.
So the first cool thing that I noticed whenever I received the package is that they actually sent me some free filament. So the first thing I wanted to do was go ahead and open those up to see what they had sent me. And the first one that I opened up was this gray PETG, which is pretty cool since I've never used it, and a roll of PLA black. And now it was time to officially open up the S1 Combo, and the first thing that you're going to see is the Kobra S1 Combo manual, and this will give you instructions on how to use the Ace Pro, as well as how to set up your 3D printer, how to use the user interface, how to set up the software, so that's always good to have. It'll also come with these little Allen wrenches that you're going to use to set up the printer. Once you open up the lid, it'll actually have a sheet of instructions on how to properly remove the Ace Pro from the S1. So I will be explaining how to remove it right now. First thing that you're going to do is open up the front door and unscrew these two screws that is connecting the Ace Pro to this little shell over the bed plate. Then you're going to want to open up the lid and remove any of the styrofoam protective packaging. To lift the Ace Pro out of the S1, the easiest way that I found to do it is to just grab a hold of the plastic and carefully lift it straight up and out of the printer, just to avoid scratching any of the components on the Ace Pro or the printer itself. Once that's removed, this box will contain all of the wiring and parts that you're going to need to set up your printer. You can then remove the rest of the styrofoam packaging. Then you're going to see these 4 red arrows that are going to be pointing towards these screws. You're going to either want to use your Allen wrench, or I just use my own screwdriver and take out those screws to remove the build plate protective cover. Then just carefully lift up and remove it. After that, we're going to remove all the protective packaging around the extruder assembly. Go ahead and cut the zip tie that is wrapped around the bottom of it, and remove the zip tie and the protective cardboard. After that, you can take out this small block of styrofoam from the poop chute. And the last thing to do for the printer is remove the 3 screws holding down the bed plate. Go ahead and unscrew and remove those, and your printer is all set up. Now, if you do not get the combo, you can use this single filament holder on the back. Just attach the 2 screws to the back and it'll hold 1 roll of filament. But if you're like me and you have the combo, you're going to go ahead and place the Ace Pro on top of the S1. Then you're going to want to find the cable with a 6 and 4 prong connector. Go ahead and plug the 6 prong connector into the back of the Ace Pro, and the 4 prong connector into the back of the S1. Next up, we're going to set up the filament hub, and this is the filament hub itself. And you're going to find this baggie for the filament hub hardware. Go ahead and just connect it to the back of the S1 and screw in the 2 screws. Finally, connect the wire from the filament hub to the back of the S1. And we're just about done. Now all you're going to do is connect the 4 Bowden tubes to the underneath of the filament hub and to the back of the Ace Pro, and all you're going to have to do is take off the blue clip, insert the Bowden tube, and then reattach the blue clip. And this is what all 4 should look like whenever you're done. Now you can go ahead and remove the protective saran wrap around the door of the S1. plug in the two power cords provided into the back of the Ace Pro and S1 and power them on, and this is what it should look like whenever you go to start it up. It will then prompt you with a setup wizard, and just go ahead and follow along until it is complete. It'll tell you how to download the app and set up your account. It is then going to run its self-calibration test. And I wanted to test this thing right away before I even ran any updates on it, so I loaded in this teal Anycubic filament. And whenever you insert the filament into the Ace Pro, it will just automatically start feeding through to the back. So you don't need to push it in too hard, just let it catch it and then it will feed it all the way through. This is the 15-minute benchy. No auto leveling, I let it do it based off of its self-calibration, and I just wanted to see how it would run. And as you guys can see right here, it actually detected the color because of the RFID on the filament spool, so that's pretty cool. And after 15 minutes, we had our completed benchy. And I was actually really impressed with the quality of this print straight out of the box. A little bit of stringing in the middle, but other than that, the rest of the print is entirely clean. So once I loaded up the machine in Anycubic Slicer next, I did a little bit of adjustments on some of the settings involving the quality and strength, and I let her rip, and I started printing off the life-size Charmander. The build plate adhesion was perfect straight out of the box, and I did not even have to recalibrate it or anything like that or do any more auto leveling. I just let it print, and this thing popped off the printer easily and had amazing build plate adhesion. And overall, I was just super impressed with how quick it was able to spit out all of these parts for this super large project.
The overall time it took me to do the entire unboxing and set up the machine and get the slicer running and everything took about 20 to 30 minutes. And that was only because I was filming it. This machine is pretty much completely built out of the box. You only have to unscrew a couple of screws and just attach the Ace Pro and you're ready to go. So now let's go over some of the features that the Kobra S1 Combo brings to the table that differentiates it from different 3D printers on the market. So like I said before, this is a fully enclosed CoreXY FDM 3D printer. And if you purchase the combo version, it comes with the Ace Pro, which is a multi-material / multi-color filament system that also includes a drying feature that allows you to simultaneously print and dry your filament. This is an amazing advantage to any of the other multi-filament systems on the market right now. Bambu and Prusa both have their versions of the Ace Pro or AMS, whatever you want to call it, and theirs currently do not come with a self-drying system. I actually see not too long ago that Sunlu released a box that you can put your AMS system into for the Bambu Labs printers, and while that's a cool idea, why would you even want to have to purchase another device to be able to dry your filament while it's printing when you could get this machine that is half the price and has a drying feature included with the multi-filament system? That, as well as the upgraded lid that has the dividers in it so that way the filament doesn't get tangled and slide over to the next slot. I know that was kind of an issue before, but now with any roll of filament, whether it be a plastic spool or a cardboard spool, you will not have to worry about your filament flying all over the place. It's going to stay directly in those slots. With a 250 by 250 by 250 millimeter build volume, you will be able to print most standard sized models, as that is sort of the running number for FDM 3D printers. And with a 600 millimeter per second ultra fast print speed, you will be able to print everything you want almost instantaneously. This is definitely one of the fastest 3D printers that I have ever seen. And adjusting it to the 300 millimeter per second printing speed gives you an amazing stable printing speed as well as a super high quality FDM 3D print. Okay, and with the unboxing and the features out of the way, we can now move on to the test prints. And while it doesn't look like I've really printed all that much, I have put over 150 hours on this machine already. I've definitely put in the time for the 3D printer and I've given it a lot of opportunity to show what it can do. And this was the first print that I did. It was a little test benchy and it came out 100% perfect, 15-minute benchy. Not really too much to say about that. And as far as multi-filament printing go, this was a great white shark that I did a live stream of, and this was a one shot and this thing came out absolutely incredible. you literally cannot even see any of the layer lines on this model. The only thing that I should have done is adjusted the flush setting, which I'm going to show you guys real quick. As you guys can see, if you go under the filament settings whenever you are getting ready to do a multicolor print, you can adjust how much it is going to purge out of the back on the poop chute. And this is going to be how much it's going to spit out before it works on the prime tower and then back to the model. You guys can see the consistent black streaks wherever the eye was printing, and that was just because the black filament was not completely flushed out before it went back to gray, which is not a huge issue for this model, but it just goes to show that it can help a lot if you do take advantage of that flush setting adjustment. Yeah, super clean print, no stringing, no issues with bed adhesion. As you guys can see on the underneath of the model, it is super clean and everything was touching. There was no lifting anywhere on this print. And now onto the biggest test model I have ever done. This is a life-size Charmander. And I knew whenever Anycubic was gonna send me this printer, and it was going to be the first 3D printer that was sent to me as a YouTuber, and was giving me the opportunity to really test out their machine. And I wanted to print something so that way I can give you guys a full honest opinion about this printer, really give it a hard challenge to test what it can do. And I think this turned out phenomenal. Every single part that you see right here was printed off on the Kobra S1 Combo, and the prints came out super clean. This is in a matte orange PLA, and I'm going to be doing a full-fledged video of this print whenever I complete it, but I just wanted to give it a really high intensity test and just keep printing with it nonstop. I almost printed nonstop for about a week and a half, and this is what it came out with. Each print took within 8 to 16 hours, depending on which one it was. The support and bed adhesion, whether I had to use a raft or just regular supports, were really easy to take off, even straight out of the default profile on Anycubic Slicer Next. And I had zero issues. And honestly, the hardest thing for me is telling you guys that there's no issues with this printer, but honestly, there is no issues with this printer. I have printed for almost 150 hours on this machine, and the only time I ever had a failed print was because whenever I sliced the file, I didn't realize that the first layer was pretty much non-existent. So for whatever reason, it just took it and didn't warn me, and it started printing on the printer and there was no first layer. But besides that, zero issues. Have not had a failed print on it yet. And the only other test print that I really wish I would have done was I had this Squirtle model completely colored and ready to go for a 8-color filament print. But because of the colors of filament that I have and the time that I had to make this video, I didn't really want to risk not completing this on time, so I didn't do that test just yet. The printer is going to use up a lot of filament and waste, and is also going to take up a lot of printing time, almost 2 whole days. So I wanted to give myself enough time to be ready to do that. And I will be making a follow-up video about that as well, using 2 Ace Pros with the S1 Combo, and maybe even compare it to the Kobra 3 and see which one comes out better. So yeah, this machine is probably my favorite 3D printer that I own and that I've ever used. I'm really impressed with the quality of prints that this thing is able to get out on just default profiles on the Anycubic Slicer Next. I really love the drying feature that the Ace Pro has. It makes it a lot easier whenever you have certain filaments that you got at different times and you're not sure when the last time you dried it was, or if any of them seem to be cracking easily. You can just throw it in here and run a print, and it'll literally just continuously dry the filaments that you're printing with. And with the help of Anycubic's app and their slicer, you're able to just remotely turn on the filament dryer. Even while it's printing, just start drying the filament. And you can even adjust the time and temperature of the drying mechanic in this Ace Pro, depending on which filament you have in there. So if you have a different type of material that needs a certain type of drying time or temperature, you can adjust that. And of course, the overall design is just really sleek, and I like the screen on the front. And yeah, if you go on Makers Online, there's a ton of mods and different accessories that you can print off for the S1 Combo that are really cool and unique. So if you guys are ever looking for some really nice models, check out Makers Online. I will be leaving a link down below in the description where you guys can purchase the S1 Combo for yourself. I just want to say thank you to Anycubic once again for letting me test out your printer. I really appreciate it. So if you're interested in Anycubic's 3D printers, check out this video right here where I do an unboxing and setup of the Kobra 3 Combo, which is their bed slinging version of this printer. And click here to subscribe to my channel for more 3D printing content. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.